What is up, guys? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today, and hopefully we can get some good news on what's going on with the LMM. Let me get you guys up to speed if you missed some of those last videos. We went to Dylan's down in Indiana, and he gave me a smoking good deal on this Duramax. It's a red 2007.5, same exact truck that I bought from the dealership years ago. Not the same exact truck, but the same type of truck. Leather interior, great shape, rust-free. It's from Kentucky. I'm just so excited to receive this truck, but I can't sit still. I can't keep thinking about it. When I purchased the truck, he told me that it has blown head gaskets. Well, you know how I am. In today's video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch out the thermostats. He already put a genuine AC Delco overflow cap on that thing to see if it'll fix it, because it may not be venting properly, and that's why the upper radiator hose is so hard. What ended up happening was I used my red LBZ Duramax, that one right there, the 07, and I was going to haul this truck from Indiana back up here to Michigan on the trailer. But unfortunately, we had a breakdown with the LBZ, so what I ended up doing was switching loads. But I was really worried about it because with this truck having blown head gaskets right here, I don't think it would have been a lot of fun if I was left stranded with both vehicles, kind of where I'm getting at. So I switched loads, and this thing pulls like a champ. It works perfect, but then again, it has blown head gaskets. But in today's video, guys, I'm going to switch out the thermostats and see if it fixes it. This truck is already studded, it's deleted, it's tuned, it's an animal, it really is. Of course, my older Duramax would spank this truck right here, but I really think that I can get this newer Duramax to, really run good for me. I want this to be a daily. So when I purchased this truck, it came with brand new head studs in a box as well. So if I want to go ahead and just tackle this on my own and do it, but then again, if it's thermostats, then we might be in luck. But let's see what happens, guys. Stay tuned. If it fixes the truck, I'm going to be really happy. I'm going to be so happy. But before we get started, we only have 2 days left. March 10th is the last day that you guys can get your entries in for the wheel and tire giveaway. Brand new tires and a set of 20x10 -24 offsets from Anthem wheels. They are absolutely beautiful. As a matter of fact, we ran those wheels on the Wife Max, and I don't even think I have 100 miles on those things as far as I'm concerned. But we did throw brand new tires on it. So if you want an opportunity to win those wheels and tires, this is kind of one of your last opportunities. Left a link in the description below, truckmasterdiesel.com. Every $1 spent is one entry. We're also going to be giving $1,000 to the Wounded Warrior Project. So good luck, and I appreciate everybody's support for entering in for that. So let's go ahead and get into this. I'm going to tear into the Duramax right now and see what we can find. Guys, so here we are. What I ended up doing is, as you can tell, with no effort, I went ahead and just kept it loose. But for some of you guys that own Duramaxes, you actually have 2 thermostats. Actually, you have 3, believe it or not. This right here is actually a thermostat. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but this metal tube right here is connected to the thermostat housing, which is right there. So basically, it's really simple, guys. I'm just gonna go ahead and remove all this stuff. Of course, I gotta get all this out of the way. We'll pop it up and we'll go ahead and pull these thermostats out. And then we'll put some new ones in. We'll let it run, get it to operating temperature. Of course, I gotta put more coolant in here because it blew out. As a matter of fact, Dylan tried this. He put a new cap on. This is the older cap, but he put a brand new cap on there. He tightened it all the way up and drove it for a little bit, and then lo and behold, it started just squirting out of this thing bad. It was just shooting everywhere, coolant everywhere. Look at that. We only had it for a few days and I'm already wrenching on it. Get this stupid thing off. This is your resonator screw or bolt, whatever you want to call it. Basically what the resonator does, and it's just a big box right here. It's an air box, but it dampens the sound. And what it does is it shoots some of the air that you're inducing into the intake into this little blocker right here that wouldn't be here, and it shoots it right up into this little box right here. And what that really does, guys, is it hinders some of the airflow coming into the turbo. So it's always recommended to do like a resonator block off of anything. I would recommend that highly. By no means is that going to be like at the seat of your pants sort of thing, but it really is nice to, have it directly going into your turbo versus into this stupid air box right here. Basically, you just have to take this oil dipstick tube bracket off of here. It also holds your engine harness right here on the top that goes to like your starter and all that extra stuff. All it is 3 bolts, and then you got one right here. Everything's 13 millimeter. You pull that off, and then it exposes your thermostat, which is right here. There you go. That's it. And there's your thermostats. It's that simple, guys. All right. If you're a shop guy or even just a garage mechanic like myself, these are so good to have. They're so handy. Little pocket screwdrivers. As a matter of fact, I sell these on the website. A lot of you actually picked one up, and I do appreciate it. I have a few left, but look how strong that magnet is. There it is. The smaller one will actually be closest to the firewall, and this will be to the very front. All right, so here's a little diagram of how they're supposed to be put in there. Let's go ahead and get them on right now. Okay, so everything's installed, but one thing I noticed, this bleeder screw was left loose the entire time. But what you're looking at is an overflow bolt. You take this thing out, fill up your reservoir full of coolant. I'm gonna go ahead and just fill this up right now, and then eventually you'll start seeing coolant flowing out of this hole right here. Once you do that, just go ahead and put the bolt on and you'll be good to go. So let's do that right now. So as you can see, the coolant right here, that's really all you need. Just make sure that all the bubbles are worked out. Make sure it's flowing out properly. Make sure there's a drain pan underneath your truck. I'm gonna go ahead and put this bolt back on. We'll go ahead and tighten it up and fire it up. So yeah, guys, I've been pumping away on this thing, but there's definitely a leak in the cooling system somewhere because it's not holding pressure. Ideally, I like to get it to about 20 psi and let it sit there for about 3 or 5 minutes or so and see if it drops. But it's instantly dropping. There's definitely a leak in the cooling system somewhere. But either way, let's go ahead and fire this thing up and see what happens. Well, it kind of sucks, but I'm hoping that it's something simple. You know, I'm still on the hunt for that, but I'm not going to spend too much time. I'll tell you what though, if it doesn't overheat and everything's good, I'm going to be one happy guy. All right, guys, we have it running. It's been running for about 5 minutes now. I'm gonna go ahead and take it down the dirt road for about 10 or 15 minutes, bring it home and see if it overheats. If it does overheat, then we got bigger problems. As you can see, I'm taking back roads right now, but I'm looking at the temperature right now, which is right here. I'm not gonna celebrate just yet, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and drive this thing for about another 20 minutes. I'm gonna get on it a few times and we'll go ahead and take it home. All right, guys, so I've been on the road for about 25, 30 minutes. And again, it's not overheating, everything checks out. But guys, I'm done driving this truck. I've been driving it for a while. It would have already overheated already. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit and then I'm gonna turn the truck off. I'm gonna come back later when the truck's cooled down and see if that upper radiator hose is tight. If it's tight, then that's gonna be a big tall tale sign right there. However, I'm still doing head gaskets and I'm still doing head studs. I'm just curious to see if this thing doesn't have blown head gaskets. So the thermostats that I pulled out of there are probably still good. This is just kind of rolling the dice and seeing what happens. Spend my 40 bucks. I mean, who knows, man, you know? But, all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and, again, let it idle, turn it off. I'll get back with you guys. We are back. It's been a while. It's been sitting. I say this hose right here is tight as a rock. But one thing that I noticed, you see this little crack right here? See if I can get it to do it. You see that? You see how it's seeping right there, the coolant? Probably a good reason why it wasn't holding pressure. So that makes a lot of sense right there. So I'll replace that. Unfortunately, I can't do it in this video today, guys, because it's getting darker right now. We'll do that in a different day and I'll keep you guys updated. But regardless, I have to replace that hose. On a brighter side, Dylan left me with a DF165 4G lift pump. I'm so excited about this thing. We're going to be installing that in a later video. And also, these are the exotic head studs that we're going to be installing as well. But I did talk to Ryan at Ryan's Diesel Service on the phone a little bit about this. You know, just some of the issues that I'm having with the truck. He was kind of giving me some good pointers as well. And he said, when you pull these heads, look into the cylinder walls and make sure there's no scoring or anything like that, because it is possible that I could have a bad block. That's very, very possible. I would hate for that to be the case, but like I said, I am going to replace this right here. I'm going to go ahead and pressurize it and see if that fixes the leak down test issue. The other thing that I'm going to be doing is pulling the glow plugs. We'll do this in a later video and seeing if there's any coolant that's actually on the tip of those glow plugs. That's always a good thing to check as well. I'd say at this point of the video, Duramax 1, Josh 0. We're going to get to it, guys. Continue to follow me on this right here, this build right here. It's just crazy because this truck runs so strong. It has so much pedal. It's such a good running truck. If I didn't know what I know about mechanics and I just continued to drive this thing, I wouldn't even know there was an issue. It didn't overheat. It just runs great. I hauled this truck, this thing's what, 8,000 pounds, and then I had that 2,500 pound trailer, so you know, we'll just say about 12,000 pounds. My math's a little off. And off camera here, I didn't have it rolling when I was hauling it from Indiana back to Michigan, but I was doing about 80, 85 miles an hour at some points, and it like just picked up like that, no problem whatsoever. So very strong runner here, this truck. But then again, I mean, we won't know until we pull the heads. That's all I can say. But here's the overall verdict here. I'm going to replace the upper rad hose. I'm going to definitely do that. I'm going to pressure check it again and see if we're still leaking. That's definitely one thing that's going to happen. Again, pull the glow plugs. But regardless, I think I'm going to go ahead and just move forward with the head gasket, head stud job. But more importantly, I mean, that's very important. But this Cummins frame right here, my garage is absolutely trashed, by the way. Probably the main topic on my channel is the Dodge. This Cummins is going to be an absolute beast, and I can keep talking about it when I'm not working, but I'm waiting on the engine from Miller Engines at PA. I'm also waiting on the gear and stuff as well. They are actually building the valve body as we speak. By the way, I reloomed the wiring harness. It looks beautiful. I have the fuel line right here. This box right here is all pre-bent, pre-shaped brake lines. So of course, we have brand new brake hoses, which I'll be installing, and new shocks, which are going to be provided by Rough Country. I'm going to be putting some Rough Country shocks on there. I actually already have them. And then, of course, we're going to do some fun goodies back here, which I'll reveal in another video. But then again, we have the cylinder coming in, and we're going to be doing a dump bed conversion from Pierce. It's a company in Texas. They have some of the best kits out there when they're doing dump bed conversions. So this truck is going to be pretty tricked out, man, once we're done with it. We're going to have Ryan's Diesel Service twin turbos on this thing as well. S4, S300s. We're not too sure on the size yet. We'll talk about that in a later video, but it's going to be a P-pumped compound Cummins with a dump bed. There's my awesome rust-free cab. But guys, don't hold me to it, but I'm hoping to turn the key for the first time, I'd say in about a month from now. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, okay? But just follow this build. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell. And again, guys, I really appreciate the support with the wheel and tire giveaway. It's been really helpful for the channel. And not only that, it's going to give back to a really great cause. But guys, let me know in the comments what you think about the LMM. Is there something else I should check before I rip the heads off? Let me know. It's going to be interesting. That's all the time that we have for this video today. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching the videos. We'll see you on the next video. Stay tuned.